Well, Patty, I made a decision this week
You did?
that probably will shock you.
Oh, okay.
And that is we are not adding any more solar panels to the roof of our RV.
We're not.
And we're going to talk about why we're not in this episode of Travels with Delaney.
The podcast.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back. My name's Patrick.
I'm Patty.
And we are joined on the old podcast sofa with Truman and Bess, our Cavalier King Charles Spaniels, which normally
It's the
Bess
opposite.
likes to be over in the
Yeah.
under seats. But for some
I'm the
reason,
chosen one today.
yeah, she wanted to sit with you, and so she's here on the old podcast sofa. And yeah, so I thought what we would do is I wanted to share why I made a decision. Myron was over this week, for those of you that don't know.
Yep.
Myron from Landstar RV.
He's our Amish son.
He's our he's our tech that we use. In fact, a lot of our subscribers now use Myron. They'll come all the way to Northeast Indiana, make an appointment just to see Myron. He'll fix them up.
Yep.
But he's in the process of getting us ready to head south for the winter, and he said, "Oh yeah, you want another 400-watt solar panel, right?" And I was like, "Not so fast, my friend." I said, I might have another
Is that what
idea.
you said?
Yeah. And we're going to talk about it here in a little bit. But before we do that, I thought what we should do is thank everyone who came out to our camp out last weekend.
Yes.
Which is the reason
much fun.
we did not get a podcast out last week.
No.
We hosted, I think there was about 27 people total, including you and I,
Yep.
here at Happy Acres Campground.
Plus some doggies.
And some doggies.
Cuties. Yeah.
We had some of our camp outers. Is that a word? Camp outers?
You can make it.
Camp outers?
Make
Okay.
your own word.
That have come before. Rod and Deb made it out from Massachusetts.
Gail.
Doug and Cheryl from Missouri.
Linda and Bess.
Yeah,
And Charlie.
from Florida. I'm trying to think who else has been here. Mike and Amy from up in Northwest Indiana.
The Porters.
The Porters are from right down the road in Fort Wayne. So, and I apologize if I missed anybody who's been to one of our campouts before. So there's quite a few that have been here before. But we also had some new people.
We did.
From all over.
Canada.
Michigan.
Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne.
Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, Todd and Carl. Well, they're not. Actually, Todd and Carla.
They're not newbies.
And they were co-hosts with
Yeah.
us. So for those of you that don't know Todd and Carly, you might when I tell you that they're from YouTube's The Runaway Roses.
Right.
And so they made the trip up from
With Taylor.
Georgia with
Yeah.
Taylor and helped us co-host. And it was just a fabulous weekend.
Great weather.
Great weather.
Sunday a little rainy, but people are leaving Sunday morning. But
Yeah.
Otherwise, Saturday was great.
Yep.
Everything was good
everybody
Friday.
Everybody got a 1-hour cruise on Lake James with Captain Corey from the Lake James Tour Company. And the fall foliage is starting to pop here.
Yes.
Plus, it was the seaplane fly-in, so they got to see planes landing and taking off of the lake. Yep.
Great food at the Six.
Yep, the Six on James restaurant
Her
where everybody had a
soups are
nice
so good.
soup salad and sandwich buffet. And then we did a pizza party, which we've never done before, Saturday night. And then we had the Dan Smith Quattro once again.
They were awesome.
Rocked it out.
They did.
So, and then Sunday morning, Todd and Carla and Patty and I whipped up breakfast. I was in my kilt for pancakes and
Not
sausage.
breezy this time, were you?
No, actually, it was warm enough.
It was
that-
warm.
Yeah, it wasn't like the
Humid.
spring one where I
Yeah.
was pretty chilly. So anyway, we just wanted to thank everybody that came. It was a great camp out, and we just always appreciate when people make those long drives to come hang
Right.
out with us here at Happy Acre. So
Yeah. Thank you.
also want to give a shout out to the Deans. The Deans listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
And they stopped by this week on their way back from their big trip out west. They're headed home to Connecticut.
Okay.
Probably by the time they hear this, they'll be home. But it was so nice getting to meet them. I always get excited when somebody says they actually listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
And
Bless you.
they had just listened to an episode the day that they drove in here. And and then we got into a whole conversation about bagpipes.
Yes.
And I actually heard
Yes.
Mr. Dean playing his bagpipes on whatever the next morning was. I don't remember what
I
day
don't
that
know.
was.
Each
My
day blurs.
I know. They all run together. So anyway, just wanted to say thank you guys for stopping here at Happy Acres and for listening to the podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to talk about why we're not getting solar, but there's one more thing we have to do, and that's another exciting round of this or that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, Jim can do that for you. But All right, Patty, pretty straightforward.
All right.
Broccoli or cauliflower?
Oh, this is easy.
Really?
Broccoli all the way.
Really? All right. Ding, 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 I guess. And I've got a sound for that.
I'm
so.
okay with both.
Right.
I mean, I could say this again. Okay with cauliflower, but if I had to pick, I'm going with broccoli.
I'm curious. Not that we're going to do this or that part two, but cauliflower,
Yeah.
cold
Ooh, no.
with
Oh,
ranch
well.
dip,
That's good.
or
Sorry.
hot with a cheese sauce.
I've never had it hot.
You never had broccoli, steamed broccoli with like
No.
a cheese sauce on top?
No.
Oh my gosh, Mom used to make that when we were little. I loved
That's
it.
probably how she got you to eat it.
Yeah. It's really healthy up till you put the cheese sauce
on it.
probably.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like them both, but if I'm just picking, I'd
Yeah.
rather have even cold broccoli dipped in ranch
Okay.
or
Steamed
steamed
broccoli.
or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
No idea why I came up with that one today, but that's what you get.
I guess you're thinking about veggies in
I was
your
thinking
brain.
about some veggies. That's
There
right.
you go.
So, all right. Well, let's get into today's topic. And so I mentioned that Myron was over this week. He's working on our trailer, rehooking up our Victron system.
That is
And-
beautiful what he's done so far.
Yeah, he has done
amazing work.
In fact, I said to him, I go, "Is this your Mona Lisa of Victron installs?" And he's pretty proud of it.
He is. It looks gorgeous.
This is the third one he's done for us, and each time it gets better. And he had said on this one he was going to go crazy in terms of making it the cleanest possible.
It
install.
is.
And what we mean by that is when he's installing things, his goal is to try to hide as much of the wiring as possible so that when you open our front storage bay,
it's not just a massive
wires and so he's used all this plastic channeling,
I guess.
And he's got everything. He was very, what do I want to say, like
Meticulous.
methodical.
He really thought this out.
Where each piece.
Yeah.
So up there, that system, we have the 3,000 watt Victron inverter, which is kind of the big piece. But, you also have to have things like a shunt, a solar charge controller. I don't know what all the parts and pieces are. He's got shut-off switches that he installs, fuses that he installs. And then it ties into our two 300 amp hour Epoch batteries, giving us a total of 600 amp hours.
Because there was one time out there, he was working, and I don't know what I was doing, and I walked by it, and he was really in like a trance. Really, and he was eating his lunch as he was just staring.
Right. He was really thinking out how he was going to do it. He also then installed what's known, I think, as a servo, which is this display screen. He ran the cabling up and has that installed inside to where we can tap the monitor and see exactly what's going on with our system, how much is coming in, how much is going out, whether you're plugged into shore power, whether you're on solar. And, he's just done this fabulous job. So this trailer came with a 400-watt solar
Yes,
panel.
it did.
Biggest one that we've ever gotten with a trailer. And the original plan was to add to that.
Right.
And so that was the plan all along. And I think Myron was going to add two 200-watt to give us a total of 800. I don't remember the reasoning behind adding 2 2s versus 1 4, but there was something.
It was something.
Yeah, Myron knows his stuff. And
something you guys were
if
discussing.
you ever want to do a solar install, like adding solar panels and a charge controller, or adding an inverter so that you can run your 110 appliances when you're not plugged into shore power, give Myron a call, because what he tries to do is he will try to customize it to what your needs are. Okay. And so anyway, when Myron brought up that, hey, we still got to do those solar panels, I said to him, Myron, I don't know if we need more solar. I said, I was thinking about something different. And my friend Jonathan from YouTube's Tree Talker the Traveler.
Yes.
Do you ever feel like my only friends are on YouTube?
I think so.
Yeah. But Jonathan had suggested a piece of equipment that he's been using for several years now called a DC to DC charger.
Okay.
And so what this device does is, in essence, it somehow takes charge from your vehicle's alternator, batteries, and this is where people beat me up in the comments, because I don't know that much about DC to DC chargers. I just know that your tow vehicle will, in essence, then produce power to charge your batteries going down the road. As long as the vehicle's running and you're driving, and I'm not even sure you have to be driving. I think as long as the engine's running.
Right. I think that's what you told me.
Yeah. And so I said to Myron, like, what do you think about doing a DC to DC charger? And he said, yeah, absolutely. And he had just gotten a shipment of them in. And I said, and we kind of talked about it. And I thought this would be good for our audience to hear, like, what our reasoning is. And this is why I always say you should not do what we do. Or don't do it because we're doing it. Make sure it's right for you. So years ago, Patty, if you remember, we would go out west, and what would we do out there?
Boondock.
We would boondock. And so we would park it for 3, 4, 5 days at a time.
National forest, whatever.
Yep. And we would not be plugged into shore power. So we needed solar. Okay. And we needed amp hours.
Yep.
Amp hours are what are going to actually power it. Solar is what's going to help to recharge those batteries. And so when we used to do that, a big solar system for us made sense.
Yeah.
But today, our lifestyle, our camping lifestyle,
has changed.
It's changed very much. And so we've been parked here at Happy Acres since the 1st of April.
Right.
And we're going to pull out of here around the end of October, beginning of November.
Right.
And basically, we're going to go down to Louisville for a few nights, be plugged in again at a campground. Yep. Then we're going to spend one night out getting to Texas before we plug back in again.
Yeah.
And so...
Don't really need a lot of solar.
And the downside to solar, if you primarily are having long travel days, is if it's cloudy out...
You're not getting a lot of solar.
And so what the DC to DC charger does or makes sense is if you have long travel days, like we typically do, then it will recharge your batteries while you're driving down the road.
Nice.
And you don't have to rely on the solar. Now, what it won't do is if you're going to go park it at the beach, not be plugged in for 4 or 5 days.
You need the solar.
Exactly, because you're not driving.
Yeah.
But if you find that your travel style is more like ours now, where you're going from park to park, and maybe you don't want to either pay for a site, and so you go like us sometimes 2 or 3 nights at Cracker Barrels, this would be a way to recharge your batteries.
Absolutely.
Now, price-wise on this DC to DC charger is definitely going to cost us, I'm going to guess, double what adding the 400 watts of solar. And you'll never believe.
And why is that?
You want to? What do you think is the big cost? You think it's the device? Do you think it's the labor, or do you think it's the supplies?
I'm going to go with the supplies.
It is the supplies because...
Yay for me, I got it.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, there you go. Because Myron is going to have to run really heavy gauge wire from the front of our truck to the bed of our truck, and then wire from the DC charger, which is in the front of the fifth wheel.
Okay.
But he's already ran that wire up through the pin. And so what will happen is when we hitch up, not only will we plug in our 7-pin connector like we always do, now we'll have another plug to plug in.
Okay.
But it's that wire, and I think he told me that heavy gauge wire, because you have to use really heavy gauge wire for the transfer.
Right.
$8 a foot.
Whoa.
Yeah. He was running it yesterday when he was hooking up the Victron, and he was pulling it. And I told him, I said, slow down there, mister. Every time you pull on that cable, that's costing me another $8. Because like every foot, like he was pulling it to get it back to our panel.
Right.
So anyway, we're going to have, I think, don't quote me on this. I thought Myron told me the actual DC to DC charger, which he's already installed out there. It's one of those blue boxes.
Okay.
I think it was around $300 or $400.
Okay.
But we're probably going to have another $300 to $400 with, the supplies. And,
gotcha.
Yeah, connectors and things like that. So it is costing us a little bit more. But based upon our travel style, I think it's going to make more sense for us.
I think it does too. Yeah. Because we're not going to do a lot of that boondocking stuff anymore.
No.
So
And remember those times when we would make those long trips, let's say
yes,
to Florida and back, and we were like, oh, I hope the sun comes out because we really ran
yeah,
our batteries down
yeah.
overnight.
We don't have to worry about
We
that.
won't have to worry about it because, and Jonathan tells me, because he's been using this DC to DC charger for quite some time, that, they kind of travel like us to where they'll
Right.
go long distances, maybe stay at Cracker Barrels or Harvest Host for 2 or 3 nights before they finally get back into an RV park. And he said with their unit, they literally, over the course of a full day's drive, will have their batteries back to full.
Nice.
And then we also still have 400 watts of solar,
Right.
so if the sun's out, that's going to help as well.
Sure.
You know,
Nice.
I think the other thing is we have a big draw when we're traveling that maybe not everybody has, and that's our big residential refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's 12 volts, so it's sucking juice out of our batteries. Yeah, just
Just like that.
Nice sound effect.
You're welcome.
You just saved Jim time. He doesn't have to go find that sucking um, sound. Oh my.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Move on.
So anyway, I guess the point I'm trying to make, and why I wanted to talk about this
Yeah.
today, and I know it's going to be a shorter episode, but I think a lot of times people will watch YouTubers or listen to podcasters and go like, oh, well, Patrick and Patty are getting solar. We probably need solar.
Yeah.
And you may not need solar.
Yeah.
In fact, you may not even need lithium. Now, I'm a big fan of lithium because, one, they're maintenance free, unlike lead acid, where you're checking water levels. You should only run them down to 50%, or you'll damage them. When it gets extremely cold out, you need to bring them in. Well, with lithium, one, you can run them down to 0 basically. They have built-in protection, so you don't even have to worry. Number 2 is there's no maintenance on them. There's no water
Right.
levels to check. And the other thing is, like ours, they have low temp shutoff. They have built-in heaters, so we don't even have to really worry about that. So I could see where somebody who says, well, I'm not necessarily going to go boondocking, but I might like one lithium battery, just because every RV has to pretty much have a battery on it. Because this could be a whole separate episode, is what in your RV runs off your batteries versus what runs off of shore power. And a lot of people think that if you're plugged into shore power, you don't need a battery.
No, you still do.
You still do, because your 12-volt systems
Run off of that.
Yeah, exactly. So
Listen to me.
look at you.
I'm just like with it
You
today.
know this. Patty has learned this over the years, because she, I guess the reason is, like, if we're traveling, you'll be like, you used to ask me, like, what would work in the trailer, and now you just know that. You know that the batteries are running the water pump, they're running the max air fans, they're running the lights, and in our case, they're running the refrigerator freezer. But you also know you can't plug in your hair dryer.
Nope.
Or can you? Because we have an inverter.
Probably now with
Yeah.
the inverter. Yeah.
Now that we have the inverter, but under normal circumstances,
That'd be a no.
Yeah, that'd be a no. So, and that's the other thing. I've had people say, like, oh, well, you have an inverter, I better get an inverter. You may not need it, because, again, if you're just going from RV park to RV park and you're
You don't
plugging
need
in,
it.
you don't need it. But if you are planning to stay at a Cracker Barrel or a Harvest Host or do some boondocking, then
Yeah,
an
might.
inverter will, in essence, turn your battery power into 110 power. Okay, so
Sounds fancy.
I think the point is, you've got to figure out what's right for you. And in our case, I came to the conclusion more solar probably doesn't make a lot of sense today. And the money is better spent on the DC to DC charger.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. And, I was actually even questioning it yesterday when he was installing it. I was like, wait a minute. We're planning to only spend one night out getting to Texas. And do we really even need to spend this money for, because you think about it, over the course of one night, we shouldn't go through that much battery power. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? What if it's really hot where we stop and we turn our AC on for a while,
Right.
and we do drain our battery? I don't know. I just think
The
it's
what if.
Yeah, what if? And what if coming home we end up taking 2 or 3 days?
Right.
Or what if we get tired and we end up taking 2? So there, I was just like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. And I've never had a DC to DC charger, so I think it's going to be good for us to try, and we'll let everybody know how it works out for us in time. But
Sure.
I feel like if Jonathan tells me it works, And I know he's really, really been impressed with theirs over the last, I don't know, couple of years.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
He knows.
Yeah.
He's the man.
So that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to share how I
Came to that reasoning,
yeah, and I reined myself in on putting a much solar
Pulled yourself
I
in.
know. I'm so proud of myself.
I know.
Although but I actually spent twice as much by not buying the solar, I think.
Oh, no.
So,
well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only money. You can't take it with
It's your
you, right?
money.
That's right. It's my money. And I did spend some more money on the RV, though, this week.
You did.
Yeah, so we, our Halo View,
Yeah.
because we needed a backup camera. We hadn't bought one because we haven't went anywhere.
Right.
And so I'm super excited about that. Some of you who listen to us know that in the past we have been sponsored by Halo View. But the last one and this one I've just bought. I don't even want to ask them for a free one. And so I went ahead and ordered one of their newest ones. And I'm super excited because it's not only the backup camera, it has a built-in TPMS, or tire pressure management. So
that thing will be gone.
That thing will be gone. Everything will be integrated into one screen. And I think we paid $600 for it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
I know you added something else for our trailer.
What was that?
Well, a new thermostat reader board thingy-a-bobby.
Oh, a thermostat reader board thingy-a-bobby. That's
thingamajig.
So the technical term on that is just a thermostat. But yes, we don't have that yet. That should be here, I think, Monday or Tuesday.
And why did you want that?
Well,
it's hard to read.
Yeah, so in our bedroom, they installed the thermostat on the side of, like, the little dresser.
It's a good spot.
So it's super low.
Yeah.
And
it's not a bad spot, but I just can't read it.
And the screen is super small. And then in the middle of the night, to get the backlighting to come on, you have to tap a button. And when you tap a button, it does something.
All of a sudden you got heat.
So, like the other night, I accidentally switched modes, and I think it went from cool to heat.
No.
And so, you're groggy anyway. So, middle of the night, all I wanted to do was turn the temperature up or down.
Or something.
And so I just decided, and originally I was going to upgrade to another Furrion, but a different one. And then, the power of social media. Something popped up on my Facebook page for Micro Air.
Right.
Micro Air is known for their soft starts.
Right.
In fact, if you remember on our Lance, we had installed Micro Air soft start. And they have a thermostat. Now, it was not cheap. I'm going to say it was a little under $300. So this is a very expensive thermostat. But as I told Myron, this is like old man thermostat, I think. Thing's got like a 4-inch display. The picture shows it big and bright. And
I just hope it doesn't keep me awake at night.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's a sleep mode.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you just tap the touch screen.
Yeah, to get it to light up.
Right. And you might say, that's a lot of money for a bigger screen. Well, it does a lot more than that. My understanding is we will be able to both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi it.
Oh, my gosh.
Which means we could be away from the RV.
Yeah.
And control the thermostat in our bedroom.
Nice.
So if, let's say this winter in Texas, we shut the AC off because maybe we take Truman and Bess to go see Woody and Priscilla for the afternoon, and then we're like, oh man, we didn't know it was going to get so hot.
It's going to get warm, yeah.
This might be wishful thinking on the heat, but let's say it gets so hot in Texas this winter that then we could, from their house, which is like an hour away or 50 minutes away, apparently I will be able to log in and turn on the AC or change the temperature, so when we get back, at least the bedroom.
It is the Jetsons.
I know.
This boy, alright.
Yeah. So, pretty cool stuff.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're making some tweaks, and we will, for those of you wondering about the YouTube side, we've been a little bad about making videos on the YouTube side, but I'm going to have some videos on some of this stuff coming out in the near future. And then obviously this winter, since I won't be working full time, because the only thing I do in the winter for the campground is a couple days a week I answer the telephone for about 4 hours a day.
Right. Working
on some marketing stuff, but in general I won't be working, and then I should have
more time.
Yeah, after I take a little break.
We're all going to take a little break. We're going to follow Kevin's theory.
Yeah, we're going to sleep for like a week, and then once we get our sleep caught up, and then I'm bored because I figure that should hit. I figure by
You
probably
think boredom will hit?
mid-January, I'll probably be like, I'm bored. So then I can just make videos.
Is that how you say that again?
Bored. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
All right. I think this has went on
I
too
think you
long.
better just be off the rails.
Yeah, that's right. Huge shout out to all of you for taking time out of your day to listen to us, no matter where you're listening, whether it's in your car or at home or on our dedicated YouTube channel, Travels with Delaney.
The podcast.
We really appreciate it.
And bless your heart.
Yeah, bless your heart for sitting through this. And a huge shout out to our good friend and producer, Mr. Jim Kuzman, who makes sure on the audio side we always sound top notch.
Because that's like Carla said. She goes, "You guys sound awesome on your podcast." I
Yeah,
said,
we do.
"It's the headset and Jim.
It's Jim.
It's Jim.
It's Jim.
It's Jim."
That's right. So if it weren't for Jim, we
we
wouldn't
would-
sound good.
No.
So, all right. All right, everybody. Until next time, we'll see ya.
On down the road.
Bye.
Travels with Delaney. We'll see you on down the road.